Every morning is the same as the last. My routine never differs from the one I followed the day before. It's this repetition that seems to perpetuate throughout my day. No matter how hard I try and break away from it, there is nothing you can do to get away from the constant repetition. But these routines become so habitual that you begin to forget about them entirely, and in turn, this fuels the repetition that plagues one's life. People have to get past this notion in order to see what is really going on around them. Their daily routines have blinded them to the world. Even now, if you look around closely, you'll be able to tell that something isn't quite right. I can't put a finger on what it is that makes things so different anymore. All I can tell you with any certainty is that something about the world these days seems just a little, well, off. Sometimes it feels like I'm the only person who notices these occurrences. No matter how I try and live my life, something always seems to creep up and remind me that I'm different than everybody else. This isn't really new to me either. In fact, it's part of the habitual grind that makes up my daily routine. But does finding myself different than everybody else make me ignorant or pompous? Well, yes, I actually believe it does. Nevertheless, I still set out each and every day in hopes that I can figure out something about the world. Figure out what it is really that makes things so strange, and to figure out if there's something I can do to help fix this problem. I think that if everybody else would take a second to look at the world around them, they would notice that it isn't the same place that they grew up in. But you know, maybe nobody really cares. Every day as I make my way, people seem to be getting along alright, despite the insanity that surrounds them. Certain moments of my day seem to always stick out in my mind. It's when I take a moment to stop and look around me that I realize that life still goes on. It might be a young couple enjoying the summer sun together, or maybe it's just some old friends grabbing a bite to eat, or maybe even the smile of a little child happily holding the hands of her loving father. Whenever I see these moments of bliss, I realize that even through the very worst of situations, one can still find happiness. If that's true, then maybe the world isn't really so backwards in its thinking. Maybe it's me who doesn't really get it. Still, every single day, I do the same things over and over. It's this repetition that brings me back to the beginning. It's then that my day is this repetition that brings me back to the beginning. It's this question to say mission. Maybe it's easy to say help us to say this is you. It's a message help us to say that we make it perfect. Not